As I say, my little slot. We're in good time, so we'll have plenty of time for a cup of tea. Will you be able to stay for tea, Claire?
Yes.
Great. Just Support UK, where are we? Well, at our last meeting, we asked for people who were willing to support us practically, and we had 2 volunteers, and both of whom are now trustees. And Barry, where's Barry? Oh, can you stand up, Barry? That's Barry, and he is our new treasurer as of yesterday. So congratulations, Barry, and thank you. And Debbie is hiding over there, right by the camera. Debbie's going to take on the organisation of meetings like today. Lee has organised today, and I mean, her organisation skills are phenomenal. I don't know how she does it so efficiently, but she has been a tower of strength. Just Support UK itself, as you know, we have a website. It's being very well used. Oh, Davey, can you put up the picture of the trustees for me, please?
From the correct one is on here.
Right, there we are. There we all are. We've got Barry and Debbie on. David doesn't like those pictures very much. He's taken some more today, but there we are. And then the website gets a lot of hits.
Is his name Barry or Gary?
Barry. It's got Gary.
Is it Gary or Barry?
He's Barry.
He's resigning now.
Without the E. In Davis. Oh, all right.
And it's done from memory.
Right, sorry about that, Barry. I didn't notice. You're wrong, are you, Debbie?
No, Jane's lost an S.
Oh, dear. We'd better do some homework. Sorry about that.
Well, it had been right, but then we had trouble.
Yes, okay, we had trouble. It was very early this morning. The website is used. We get a lot of hits. Some of them only last a few seconds. I think they were looking for gist haulage. But if you look at the graph, can you bring that up, love? There we are. I mean, the last one has gone down because that's October and it hasn't finished yet. And we got the data a few days ago. That was last week. Those are the hits per month. So it's pretty steady. For another reason, I was looking at the the Cancer Research UK website. They refer to us as being a source of a lot of valuable information and gave the wrong address. So we've told them, and we're hoping that they're going to correct that. But it's nice that they accept that the advice that we've got on our website is reliable and useful. Quite a few people have been giving us money. That's not what we're primarily here for. Our primary role is supporting patients and their carers and their families and giving them accurate information. I had a phone call a couple of days ago from a lady who'd just been diagnosed. Her head was spinning, and I told her that I'd had a tumour that was twice the size of hers, and I was still here 11 years on. Oh, she said, I feel better already. And I think just being able to talk to somebody makes such a difference. As Claire was saying, I mean, just meeting somebody who really knows where you are makes such a difference. There we are. Oh yes, because people are being generous, they're having collections at weddings, they're having collections at birthdays, they're doing sponsored belly dancing, they're organising parties. You've no idea what people do. I heard somebody said yesterday that 2 friends had decided to do a triathlon to raise money for us. Now, okay, that's pretty good. But when you know that one of them had never ridden a bicycle and the other one couldn't swim, That really is quite something. They trained for 3 months and they did it, and they raised a lot of money. Now, it's because of people like that that we have been able to give £20,000 to the Marsden for a research project, which is brilliant. It's the first time we've had enough confidence in our financial situation to feel we could do that. And as Jane mentioned this morning, we've offered the GIST Tissue Bank a sum of money to get them started. Not an ongoing commitment, but money to get them started. You've heard about what Jane's been up to, but we are involved internationally and nationally with other groups. We've joined Cancer 52. In fact, we were the 52nd cancer group to join Cancer 52, which is a group of organisations like ourselves that are supporting rare cancers. So Cancer 52 is a voice in the UK for rare cancers. And there was a meeting in the House of Commons where they met with important people and put forward the perspective of people with rare cancers. And important people were there. Mike Richards, for example. And they are really hearing what we're saying, the problems of late diagnosis, the problems of awareness. But of course, we've got a big, big plus in that somebody in Dallas has got GIST. How about that? I don't know whether you watched Dallas, but we're getting some free publicity for anybody who watches Channel 5. So that should raise awareness. As well as Cancer 52, which is in the UK, we also send representatives to the New Horizons Conference, which is an international conference of GIST patient advocacy group leaders, and Sheena represented us there earlier in the year. We've got the Spain conference in November in Florence that Michael, Jane, Debbie, and Barbara, whom some of you met last time, are going to. And we are getting more internationally known. We are also represented at NICE, and I have got to fill out or send in a report to NICE in the next couple of days about why we want adjuvant treatment to be available across the country without having to fight. As Bas told us this morning, it should be part of the normal standard of care pathway for high-risk patients. It isn't at the moment. So I've got to compose something to send to NICE, and I hope we will have a patient represented on the appeal committee, on the committee that looks at this. So we're fighting to get better patient care for all of us. Another thing we're doing is really as a result of a booklet that Jane was given by the Dutch patient group. It's funny how things happen when you go to international meetings. The Dutch patient group gave Jane a copy of the booklet they'd produced for Dutch and Flemish-speaking Belgian patients. And we thought, oh, we'll translate this into English. Well, when it actually came to it, it's been more than a translation, because we had to translate not just the words, but the availability for UK patients and the UK scene, the UK health system. So it's been a rewrite, but we have now got to the point where we're just awaiting a discussion with Pfizer to check what we've said about them in here, that they're happy with that. And the same with Novartis. It's been okayed by the Marsden with a few comments which we've put in, and we are in the process of getting printing quotes. It will then be a replacement for the book that some of you have probably got, the one that was translated from German. Yes, that one. Can you just hold that up? Which is very Germanic in lots of ways. It's got lots of good information in it, but it's got some pretty gory pictures which might upset you if you've just had a diagnosis. This doesn't have gory pictures. This is more user-friendly. And we decided we wanted something that was for the UK GIST patient, taking into account the limitations that NICE imposes on us. It's got a list of contents, which that lovely glossy book doesn't have. It has no contents and no index. So really, it's pretty difficult to find your way around. This has a contents list. And we're hoping by the time we have our next meeting, we will be able to distribute them. This has been quite an interesting project, but it's been fun. Now, one thing I was going to ask everybody here, how many of you are taking imatinib adjuvantly? In other words, to prevent a recurrence, not because you've got metastatic illness, just one. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody else? 4 hands, I see, right. How many of you are taking it because you've got metastatic or inoperable illness? Right. So how many of those taking it adjuvantly have got it as part of the trial that's still ongoing? Are you all part of the trial? Nobody. So how have you got it? Because you live in the right place. This is the problem, isn't it? You don't know, you just got it. So you live in the right place. Yeah, so you live in the right place, they've been able to get it. Bas said he can get it for his patients. I know London patients can get it now.
I got it in Shropshire for 12 months.
You got it?
I got it in Shropshire for 12 months.
Right. Shropshire will pay for 12 months.
Although it was, at that time, it was said that it was 12 months. Now they've made it 36 months.
Right.
But I had no problem. They just gave it me for the
Great. So, but it depends.
Mine isn't through the trust or NICE, it's through the cancer itself. It's through the cancer trust.
Through the Cancer Trust? Okay, so it shouldn't be this lottery of where you live. London had to fight. The London Cancer Service turned it down initially, and Ian Judson was not just hopping mad, he was fuming. And I was copied in on his emails to the committee, and I've never seen a more angry email. Anyway, they won on appeal, so if you live in London, you can get it now. And I think you can in Manchester. But it is variable, and it shouldn't be like that. So we are fighting that. Now, there's another picture we wanted to show, the one of Pippa, our other famous person. There she is. Just go up her. There she is. Pippa, carrying the Olympic torch. She's a star, is our Pippa, isn't she, Lee? She's amazing. Now, I've got various things to say as well. We've got appraisal forms. They're on the table. We are always looking for people with skills they can help us with. David has been our IT wizard. He'd like to pass some of the IT stuff over. So if there's a young geek here, please let us know. And there are various other things that we can use help for. So have a look at the form and see what you can do. We want to know how you found the meeting. We know you like coming to Oxford. Don't forget to fill out a claim form for Barry, not Gary, and give back your dongle before you go. And I've got a huge number of people to thank. I mean, Lee organised this meeting. She's done an amazing job. And I think the speakers have been really interesting. I shall be writing to them all, so, you know, they'll get their thank you card in a few days. And I also want to thank Irene, because Irene has been our treasurer since we became a charity. So Irene, could you come up here, please? And Lee? Oh, yes, it's behind you. Right, Irene. It's a little token of thanks for getting us off to such a good start, accounts-wise. Irene has been brilliant. I mean, she prepares accounts for every trustees meeting. She prepares statements for the Charity Commission. Thank you, Irene, from all of us.
Oh,
Okay?
thank you, Alex.
So thank you all for coming. I think there should be tea out there shortly. We don't have to be out of here before any particular time, so you can chat as much as you like. And thank you for coming. Yes? Oh.
Before we all go, I would like to present these flowers to Judith with our very great thanks from the trustees and all of Youth Support UK for all she's done for the charity. This is probably her last meeting as the official chair of these meetings, and without her devotion and enthusiasm, the charity wouldn't be where it is today. And thank you very much, Judith, and also wish her a happy birthday. I understand it's her birthday.
I wasn't expecting this. Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
David, who is her great support and has been an absolute wizard in all our computer systems.
Well, thank you so much. It's been fun, actually.
Yeah.
I had someone keep me out of this ship of my old
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this at all. I mean, I did tell the trustees that I wanted to retire. I felt that the age I am now, which is quite substantial, was too old to be running a charity. And so the other trustees will be electing a new chair at our next meeting. So, yes, Sheena was right, but I certainly wasn't expecting this. I hope I shall stay as a trustee, but not as chair. I think it's time to pass that on to somebody younger and with more energy, as some of our younger trustees have proved themselves to have. But thank you very much. So enjoy your tea. Thank you.